If you took a look at store shelves during the final week of July throughout the PS2 era, you'd find a console library expanding at absolute breakneck speeds. I'm Dan Gnadt, the PS2 guy. Welcome back to This Week in PlayStation 2 History. Today we're looking at 3 games that perfectly capture the evolving identity of the PlayStation 2. An early brutal hack and slash that brought heavy Norse mythology to the system's first summer, a first-party Sony hidden gem that disguised graphic dismemberment behind gorgeous Disney-style animation, and a mid-2000s sport comedy game narrated by Stephen Colbert. Let's break down the history, but before we do, if you enjoy these trips down memory lane, or you enjoy finding hidden gems on the PlayStation 2, please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and hype my videos. Now on to the history. Before Kratos ever set foot in Olympus, Ragnar was severing limbs and eating lizards on the PS2 back in the summer of 2001. We launch our timeline on July 30th, 2001 during the PS2's first ever summer on store shelves with the release of Rune Viking Warlord. By mid-2001, the PlayStation 2 was less than a year old in North America. Players were starving for mature, heavy-hitting action titles to prove what the Emotion Engine was truly capable of. Developed by Human Head Studios and published by Gathering of Developers and Take-Two, Rune was an expanded, enhanced port of the PC action title that had released the previous fall. You step into the heavy fur boots of Ragnar, a young Viking warrior chosen by Odin to guard the sacred runestones from the dark god Loki and his traitorous minion Konrak. The narrative drops you into suburban underworlds, icy mountain passes, and sprawling Norse strongholds, crafting an atmosphere that felt distinctly darker and more oppressive than almost anything else on the console shelves at the time. What made Rune so fascinating in July 2001 was the sheer weight and brutal feedback of its melee combat. The game was built on a heavily modified version of the Unreal Engine. The game eschewed complex combo trees in favor of raw physical hacking and slashing. You had access to over 15 distinct weapons categorized across swords, battle axes, and maces, each possessing its own real swing speed and unique rune power attack when charged up. Combat wasn't just swinging blindly, it featured real-time limb dismemberment. You could decapitate goblins, sever arms mid-stroke, and in true Viking fashion, literally pick up your enemy's severed arm off the ground to use it as a blunt weapon against his comrades. Healing was equally barbaric. Instead of stepping over glowing health packs, Ragnar replenished his health by chugging flagons of mead or grabbing live lizards off dungeon walls and biting their heads off. For the PS2 release, subtitled Viking Warlord, Human Head added brand new map sections, rebalanced enemy placement, and integrated a dedicated split-screen arena multiplayer mode. While the camera controls could be unruly and the frame rate occasionally dipped during heavy multi-enemy brawls, Rune gave PS2 adopters a bloody, uncompromising action fix long before games like Devil May Cry or God of War redefined the genre. Gory stealthy mechanics mixed with classic Disney-style animation. This 2002 Sony title is one of the greatest first-party games ever made. Moving forward exactly 1 year to July 29, 2002, Sony Computer Entertainment released what remains one of the most artistic, mechanically inventive, and criminally underappreciated first-person titles in PlayStation 2 history. Developed by Sony's San Diego studio, the Mark of Kri was a total breath of fresh air. The game tells the tale of Rune, a massive Polynesian-inspired warrior, and his loyal avian companion Kuzo, the Raven, as they uncover an ancient spell threatening to plunge the world into darkness. What immediately caught everyone's eye in the summer of 2002 was the visual style. Sony San Diego brought on veteran traditional animators who had previously worked on classic hand-drawn feature films from Disney and Don Bluth. Every frame of Rune's movement was meticulously keyframed, resulting in incredible weight, cloth physics, and fluid keyframe transitions. The game looked like a high-budget animated movie come to life, complete with lush, hand-painted background textures and zero on-screen HUD clutter. However, Beneath that vibrant fairy tale aesthetic lay an extraordinarily brutal, mature-rated action stealth game. The Mark of Kri revolutionized group combat on the PS2 with its innovative 360-degree targeting system. By sweeping the right analog stick around Rune, a beam of light would sweep across the arena, placing target icons over surrounding enemies. These icons map directly to the face buttons on your DualShock 2, X, square, and circle. If 3 guards surrounded you, you didn't have to awkwardly turn your body. You simply pressed X to strike the guard in front of you, square to kick the archer behind you, and circle to throw the captain to your left. Before engaging in open battle, the game encouraged deep tactical stealth using Kuzo the Raven. You could send Kuzo flying ahead to perch on banners or trees, allowing you to scout entire camps, look around blind corners, check guard patrol routes, and activate distant mechanisms. If you caught an enemy off guard, Rune executed horrifying stealth kills, snapping necks, pinning guards to wooden beams with broadswords, or cleaving foes in half with a massive battle axe. That stark, shocking contrast between gorgeous Disney-esque art and graphic, blood-splattered violence made The Mark of Kri an instant cult classic. A tennis game where you can literally beat up the referee, and it's voiced by Stephen Colbert right before he became a megastar. Fast forwarding to July 26, 2005, we land on a game that could only exist in the mid-2000s era of budget-priced arcade sports. Hypnotics and Globestar Software's Outlaw Tennis franchise, first with Outlaw Golf, then Outlaw Volleyball, and finally culminating in Outlaw Tennis. Published under Take-Two's Global Star budget imprint for just $19.99, these games took traditional, clean-cut country club sports and injected them with aggressive late-night comedy, raunchy character designs, and arcade fighting mechanics. On the surface, Outlaw Tennis offers surprisingly tight tennis mechanics. It featured an intuitive analog shot system, precise slice and topspin controls, and responsive court physics. But everything surrounding that core tennis engine was completely unhinged chaos. The game featured 16 outlandish characters ranging from biker chicks and hip-hop stars to corrupt politicians, competing across courts set in maximum security prison yards, commuter subways, junkyards, and military bases. The key gameplay gimmick was the Outlaw State of Mind meter. By winning rallies, pulling off trick shots, or taunting your opponents, you filled your rage bar. If the momentum shifted against you, you could trigger a mid-match fistfight. The game would literally pause the tennis match, drop both players into a mini fighting arena, and let you beat your opponent or even the match umpire to a pulp. Winning the fight completely drained your opponent's stamina and boosted your power stats for the remainder of the set. The crown jewel of Outlaw Tennis, however, is its broadcast commentary. The game hired comedian Stephen Colbert to voice the sarcastic, unhinged PA announcer. Colbert recorded his voice tracks just months before the Colbert Report launched on Comedy Central in late 2005. And that completes our late July history on the PS2. 3 games, 3 completely different visions for the console, from early Viking slaughter to animated stealth brilliance to late-era arcade sporty comedy. Now, I want to hear from you. Did you swing the battle axe in Rune, master the targeting system in Mark of Kri, or take the court in Outlaw Tennis? Drop your thoughts and favorite PS2 memories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you all next week. I'm Dan Gnadt, the PS2 guy. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, stay retro.
Midnight strikes!